champion, surely it's stereotypes, but just think about it, like, I think if you have fun with it, like, you could be stereotypes anyways. Like, I play top lane and everyone tells me I'm a pedophile or something, and it may just happen, but it's just not like that, you know. So, but yeah, let's get. You want to look at the votes, right? Mainly at the votes. Are you from the are you from EU, NA, or which server do you exactly play on? So I can download your
On
votes.
NA.
You play on NA. I'm gonna log in on my NA account for now, and I can download. I can then download your replay.
Okay, I'll type in my username.
You don't have to actually give me your account because I can pretty much just log in on NA and from an NA account of mine, right? And then just click on your profile, click on your match history, and it's not really like a sensible information that you should actually share with me your account, of course, because everyone can check your match history from another account's perspective. You know, everyone can download it. So pretty much have like a random NA account, you know, that's like level 1. I tend to log in on that one, and that that's where I look at the uh, that's where I look at like NA clients' profile. I was gonna find that NA account name. Okay, where is the NA account? Okay, I found it. Perfect. Um, so Lux is a chill champion. She got even so recently buffed. Some of her items got things a bit nerfed. That's why she got buffed. So she won't feel to be too different recently. So if you observe, I think she's generally a great, decent champion to play. Super good to rank up. It's a carry. It's a carry support, you know. So in general,
Right.
in lower ranks, I would say optimize more so into an AP oriented build because your goal is more than often to carry on your own if you can, over just like, I don't know, being supportive, because often that's how it feels like in lower ranks. You just gotta be a bit more impactful. I think about it, if you kill the enemy ADC, why would it matter that you peel your peel your AD carry better, you know? So what's your in-game name so I can actually type it down and find your profile?
My in-game name is Lerky Turkey. It's Lerke.
Little Turkey?
I'm sorry?
Little Turkey, did you say?
Lerky Turkey. So Lerke and
Oh.
then Turkey.
What's
And
the
I
hashtag?
actually built. It's a hashtag NA1. I actually build her Enchanter most games. I usually build her AP if I get a kill early and I feel like I have to carry, or if I'm the only AP champion on my team, then I might build her AP. But I've been watching a lot of Yozu. He's the #1 rank or NA #1 Lux player. And he builds Enchanter a lot of the time. And I tried it, and I feel like, oh, that's the wrong account. It's Lerke.
Can you type it down so I can copy paste it?
Yes.
Well, yes, because like builds may differ in higher ranks because some of them like, well, either because they want to like be a bit more supportive in a game, or certainly just because like a lot it has to do about like how much can they rely on on their teammates, you know. Like surely some champs like Seraphine you could build in a flexible way, in a more so supportive way, same as Lux, you know, or a more so like a offensive way, right? But the reason why I mainly recommend a more offensive build path, because you will not be so low on economy as high elo supports, because generally you're gonna get more kills in Emerald, and also that will allow you to carry more often. So I would say you gotta be like higher ranked than Emerald to just like go for a supportive build, because I feel like even as a support you just relies too much on your team, and it's nicer to have more damage, just looks, to be honest, after the percentage buffs actually.
So you can see my loss streak.
Yes,
Pretty bad.
so which game do you want to exactly look at? I can click on them so you
Um,
can see it on your own.
that one I already watched, and I feel like the biggest reason why I died so many times in the last one is because they had a Fiddlesticks and a Pantheon, and I wasn't warding places that they could be coming from, so Maybe not the last one, maybe the second to last game. I haven't watched that one.
Oh fuck. Yeah, so second to last, so you can pick whichever you feel like which one do you want in here?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So
which one?
the one, go back to the top, the second one.
This one? Okay, we can look at this one as
Yes.
well. So,
Okay.
in here you do face a Twitch and a Vel'Koz. Now this is kind of a skill shot matchup in between you and Vel'Koz, while Jinx and Twitch are kind of non-interactive champions. So, okay, what the hell is this? This is just a rare bug, I guess. Sometimes it occurs, I guess. But so, this replay has corrupted and cannot be relaunched. Please delete and try to download the file again. Never seen this bug ever. Alright, that's fine. We can look
If
at a
it doesn't
different
work,
one.
yeah, we can look at a different one. Maybe the third one.
It's just like a rare thing I never really seen before. So in any event, I mean you can get a lot of educative value even out of. Let's see if this replay has been corrupted. I never seen this thing before. What did you do to your replays?
I have no idea.
Ever seen this bug? Maybe I need to relog. Probably it's like a relog thing. But I think I unlocked a new bug from Riot Games. I think it's like a new bug unlocked in here. Let's see if usually a relog fixes everything in my experience. I mean, a relog just will fix it, I think. Well, relog fixes pretty much everything. Now it's just like restarting your PC, just like fixes almost everything.
Yeah, the client always messes up for me too.
I mean, Riot even gaslights me, like I type the right password, but I have to type it in 5 times till it works. So the second game was the ideal one. Let's see if it works. Riot Games XD. You can also like launch this. Let's see if from your own perspective if this works. Cause like apparently from mine it doesn't let me. They don't let an EU import in NA replay. So you can try it on your own and see if that works. If not, then it must be corrupted or something. But I've never really seen this thing before. So try to launch it on your own then.
Okay, let me try.
I mean, if it works, it works. So you can click on the second one.
Oh, okay, it's working.
They have a pike, right? They have some Silas, so...
Yeah.
So in the pike, what you really wanna do, you could also stack with your team in one place, you see, because usually into hookers, they usually aim to invade, so you could actually stack on the bush nearby red actually. You can also turn on your side, so we can only see from your perspective. So there is like a button called all, and you should click on your own team. And click on your own team. So in here you can position in a, definitely like you should keep your eyes peeled for that pike because he could show up anytime. Now if your team doesn't want to stack, that's fine, but ideally you should stack. And so in here we see the Silas players are fighting around, but they are backing off completely. So ideally you should kinda like move towards this place, because if you can connect a Q, that may actually provide like a useful engage. So if you see people are fighting, people generally don't tend to like expect you to like show up and aim to like queue in. But we saw the pike. We saw the pike and I don't like where you position because they could wrap around and they could just collapse on you from the downside.
Right.
So because they saw your spot, they could just collapse on you. But you can skip a little bit forward till laning phase starts if nothing happens in the early levels. So nothing happens right in here, you walk to lane, perfect. Now you walk to lane a little bit more delayed and this guy could be 1v2, so that's a little bit bad. Aim to just like walk together, you know. Now level 1, aim to start with nothing. It's good if you start with nothing, but only put a point in your E or Q. It doesn't matter what you start with if you get opportunities. So for example, if you get a Q opportunity, you could cheese start with it, cause you got to keep it in mind, it's a 2-second route, and there are many AD carries in the game that Jinx could outrange, or you perhaps.
Here I take a lot of damage,
Yeah.
it's bad.
By the way, you should spam that E. Like, spam the shit out of that E early on actually. Especially if you have mana flow band and AD, right? So as much as possible aim to punish those last hits, those are really good. Now one thing you should watch out for as well, that Silas will actually start bot side. He ideally still needs a double leash. So at this point you could just ward upwards actually. Because right now it becomes a little bit more concerning that Silas could turn back for a level 3.
Right.
But then here, watch out for one thing. So the Valkos throwed in his Q, which used his Q, right? And so now you should actually step up and punish with your Q and D. So, so you should track a little bit better the cooldowns, because you can actually step up a bit more aggressively and look for a Q. Because like, just think about it, like, Valkos' W does not do much level 2, of course he could make his E, but that's often like a maximum range E doesn't even hit from Valkos, and so you should really put a little bit more pressure on them, actually, if they have like
here
cooldowns.
you can tell that I'm playing tilted because I'm missing a lot of skill shots.
I think it's fine, just don't lose it, you know. Like, I think these type of mistakes you should be fine with, because like you can't hit all of them, that's the truth, they just like, you can't hit all of them. Now it's really good that you're pinging at least, so your mid actually knows that they could roam. But in here you have openings, and it's a bit of a problem you don't ever use your Q. Because imagine like you root with your Q 2 seconds, Jinx's E roots for 1.5 seconds, that's 3.5 seconds of a root, you know? That's a good all-in actually. So, like, you see how inactive you are with your Q?
Yes, you're right.
The other issue that can, because that's they lose half HP actually, or even more if you hit the Q, you know. And if they are exposed, your Q is almost as dangerous as a pie cook, you know. Your Q is very dangerous, you know. That's how you should assume it. Now, the other notable thing is,
here is where I start.
yeah.
Sorry, you go ahead.
In here you kind of fall off a little bit with pinging, with assessing, right? And so one of my problems is you didn't put 2 points in your E, like level 2, you know. Oh, but you didn't use Q. Oh wait, you did use Q, but it's a bit late, So in here we get caught with I,
Yes.
So in here there was kind of a bad oh, what the fuck, injuries here as well from top lane, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of... Also it's a Predator, probably it's a Predator, yeah, oh yeah. That's a... Okay, that can be very unexpected to be honest, it's a Predator Singe, right?
Yeah, that was a very unexpected TP.
Yeah, I mean, he goes selection in TP, but... so, ideally level 3 actually put 2 points in your E. Except if they have hard poke, cause that way you can put more emphasis on your own poke. And you can pressure people way more. Especially in a winning matchup. This is a winning matchup. It's just like, often you're a bit inactive on using your abilities. And it's important to ward your support item as well, you know, to finish it ASAP. So if you're full mana at least, then aim to use your abilities at least at full mana, you know. Sometimes it's important, of course, to spare your mana for an R all-in, perhaps at level 5 if you need all that much mana. But on full, like, if you're on full mana, that's always bad, you know. That's how you should think.
Right.
Now, one other thing is that you came to lane, but you didn't set up any type of wards at Drake. Now you do ward, but this is quite late, you know. So ideally, ideally you wanna ward the Drake, which also reveals the area where Pike could actually like roam on you guys from mid side. So that's also like very important information. So upper, you wanna ward around the Drake area in front of the Drake, so you can see the Pike roam, and if they are doing Drake. So that's actually a great information to have.
I don't really know what we're doing here.
So in here you guys are a little bit on the defense. Yeah, I think the main problem is like you play way too much to not lose the game, and that's like a very like frequent thing that I noticed in NA. That's what like everyone says. So I think you gotta like balance a little bit more your playing offensively and defensively, because I think often you're way too much on the defensive side, or you sort of don't know what to punish, you know, when you are in position to like pressure. I don't like that even blast cone for a Q, no? So in there you saw the blast cone. I think if you blast cone then you know you went in quick. Oh, but no, let him go. It's fine. So you saw the blast cone. There was a blast cone to you if you go a little bit back in the time. And this is the blast cone you could then use actually, and maybe we would save the Talia, you know?
Okay.
But it's not the end of the world, because like your Jinx didn't die. But every time, by the way, you are roaming, aim to danger ping a little bit your ADC and play safe, because if they don't die and you can get a successful roam off, that's like already a victory for you, you know. So they do get some value here, right?
No, they don't get the Twitch share.
Oh,
She
that's a
missed
bit
a charm.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, huh?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I think you're way too inactive on your abilities, you see. Like your mana is
Uh-huh.
always full, if you noticed it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's not always like that. I feel like some games, I mean most games I run out of mana and I have to back,
Oh,
but
that's way
I
better.
think yeah, I think it was just because I started this game a little bit tilted because I had lost so many games before this one. So I was just playing extremely passive and that was I don't know, the
Uh,
problem.
yeah, well, yeah, but like, if you ever seen have you ever seen Keria playing Lux, for example? That's what people really like. If you know him from
No.
T1. Well, the pressure he puts on the lane is actually very, very high. Um, that just pretty much just like, it's one of those support players that can actually just sort of 1v9 even as a support. I can show you like a
Where?
real world like example on the pressure. For example, you should like put on the map. Let me show you some real gameplay in here. So
Okay, do you want me to pause this?
you can pause this a teensy bit. I can share my screen, you know. So
Okay.
Kyria is probably like one of the best looks players you can watch out for. So look, this is like one of those like generic like winning matchups, you know. Um, you'll have many winning matchups as looks because she's quite strong these days. And so this is even so in pro play, but of course it's gonna work in solo queue as well. So often you will have dominant lanes as looks because she's actually very, very strong early on. Even so. And so the pressure you wanna put on the map, you're gonna see it very, very quickly. You can see my screen, right?
I don't see anything right now.
Do you see anything on my screen?
No, it looks like you're not streaming anything.
Oh, it might be a little bugged, huh? Wait, I'm gonna stop streaming and restart it really quick then. It might be working right now then.
Uh, well, it's weird. It's just showing like your profile picture.
Click on the profile. Maybe it. No.
Oh, I see it now. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Now this is like one of those winning matchups you're gonna have. For example, even your own matchup is like decent at least. And so I want to show you like how much emphasis you should put on poking, and as much as possible aim to go comet. Don't go area, as we see Keria does actually run the comet rune. The reason behind that is very simple. You'll have actually more poking power, but there are some
Okay.
matchups if the opponents that you are facing are short ranged, or perhaps they have too much mobility like Kalista. That's where you may miss your comet. So if they have too much mobility, then I would recommend you to actually not go comet, go for Aerie. But Aerie is more so in matchups where you pretty like, you see how much he pressures because he's
Yes, he's
well
standing
aware.
very far forward.
Now, often you want to do that in melee matchups such as Alistar and some other melee matchups that don't have threat like a Pike. Pike has too much threat as an example, but if he doesn't have hook, of course you can engage. And some other matchups that are also like way weaker than Lux early on, such as Janna and some other champs. Because as you can visually see, the camera will be very soon on bot lane as well, and he puts as much pressure as possible on the map because he well knows that he should actually like push, right? So at the same time he hits the wave with his E and he gets the plates. You see how much plates they ate already with the Luke skate, right? This is like one of the better combinations you can go for. He already put Rekas, of course, he buys his items, and as we can see, like, he pretty much just punishes everything. Um, he's looking for the best possible outplace in here now and then. So for example, even so now he always keeps on this aggressive posture, especially in winning matchups. So if you're in between minions against Valkos, it's very easy to actually poke Valkos and Twitch, you know, because he cannot connect his Q, and a maximum range E from Valkos is very hard to hit. So that's where you should actually generally aim to pressure. So you gotta know when you can actually pressure. And so even so, like in here we can see how much plates they are eating just because they play very very well around like their kits. Even so, in here he punishes the dash, he all-ins the Ornn. Now other, like, this is not a generic support Ornn of course, but other champs like Rel of course, Pike and so on. There are many dashing champs in game, you know, and as soon as people dash in Rakan, whatever it might be, a support engages, often you could aim to actually punish that with your Q, after your E of course will slow, and your damage is actually really high as looks, so there will be many engagers that will try to engage on your supports, but with looks you can actually turn over those type of fights actually very very easily due to your early game power these days after the looks buffs, right? Because I feel like looks really hurts. He actually really hurts these days. And you see, like, everything really gets punished. Every last hit, every time he steps up, uses his Q very actively. He has borderline no mana all the time, and so I think that's what you should do as well. Just aim to pressure as much as possible, or know your windows when you can actually punish, you know. I think that's like the very important things, because often if you notice, you're not really punishing cooldowns. So for example, if
Right.
Arcos has no Q or E, you're not really stepping up, you know, to punish anything, you
Okay.
know. And you see, like, these bot laners can't even breathe, and this is like one of the examples where Lux is actually pressuring a lot. So I think that's what you should like shift to, at least have like a more aggressive playstyle, but we can also like turn back to your own gameplay as well right now.
Okay. Let me stream again.
Kinda like wanted to show you like what you can get out of this champion, you know. 7 minutes, at 7 minutes they destroy the whole tower, you know. So that's how strong Lux actually can be early on, and that was before buffs actually. Now we are back to your game.
Yes. And it's not going very well.
Oh yeah, it's kinda bad if you use your abilities on the minions, because you don't last hit them and your AD carry misses them, so aim to just use it on the enemy
Okay.
champions, you know, as much as possible. Now, clearly they will do Drake right now, right? So after Drake, what's the possible play they could go for? They could rotate back bot lane, so you should eat a Tribrush upper, you know, and you could ward it, so you could actually like place vision, right? You could have vision there before they arrive, because Sylas could be in that bush as well, you know. And so that's where they could actually like potentially collapse on you guys. So just for safety purposes you could leave a ward there, but now it's a bit risky because they could be there with the Valkos, with the Sylas. So now we can step up to CS. So ideally if you have vision, they don't have a way to hard engage, you know. So if you have vision in that bush upper, then this Jinx would see us a bit more, you know.
Yeah, and here I feel like I've already, at this point, I think I've given up on the lane, so we're just playing very, very passively here.
I mean that's a phenomenon I noticed on bot laner, but people just don't know when to give up, because like most of the bot laners are scaling oriented, you know, and there ain't no way like people give up this quickly in the game, you know, because just merely a setback such as a death or some loss of minions, it's not the end of the world, you know. Like, you still gonna deal a lot of damage with Lux even so now. So what you kind of have to do right now is actually just, we see the Sylas, you know, we see the Pike. So in here, like, you guys can step up. Like, if you hit the Q, you guys can all in someone. Like, that Valkos is dead if you hit the Q. But the Twitch could be dead as well, but more so the Valkos. So if you hit an E slow, Q is not too hard to hit after, and you could even like Q flash if you wanna be tricky. And with Jinx's Rocket, you know, with your R all in, like, that's a very easy kill. So I think you just don't put enough emphasis on just like, who you guys really love to hug the tower.
Yeah. I have no idea where they are, and this is actually my duo partner.
So it's like Richie's Q is not very dangerous yet, but you should still get control bars because it's very useful against him. So that's like one of the things you're missing out on, you know.
I think I have one and I just haven't used it.
Yeah, you kind of wanna use it in the bush, you know, so you can see him. You guys are on, like, you guys have flashes up as well. That's the thing. Like, they kinda just. But I think that Valkos would be dead. You actually don't know how dead that Valkos is if you try to hit the Q. At least try it, you know. Because often you get to at least force one guy to recal, you know. You should R all in someone even if you don't kill them, because you force them to recal, you know, and your R has no cooldown. And then you can pressure the plates from the enemy like AD carry. You can pressure them, push them away from the tower, because you poke quite a lot. And you can like secure some plates, you know, even though you don't kill the opponent, because it's a 1v2 scenario and Twitch cannot like contest the plates, you know. So I think that's the main thing. We don't play aggressively enough, but I think we got the main value out of this game. I think you could also
Yes.
just like pretty much just play a live game and see how you perform if you feel like.
Okay, I would be open to doing that.
It's fine, then we can do that. Cause I feel like I will say on repeat, play more aggressively on repeat, and that will be like a very, that will be just like very frequent. So I'm like maybe you could just play live game then very easily.
Okay. Let's try it.
So it looks pretty much you wanna ban punishing champs, ideally engagers. That would annoy you. Not like softer engagers such as Alistar, because his way of engaging is actually quite short range, you know. Ideally champs that get to like the Pike could be a bannable
Yeah,
champ, you know.
I ban Pike and Blitzcrank
Pike,
most of
yeah,
the time.
Pike could be bannable, but Pike at the same time has a hard time into looks if you guys hug minions, so it's kind of a risky. Like it's kind of risky for Pike actually to play into looks these days. So surely there are some like counters, like I would say engagers mainly, because like poking champs can't usually at most outpoke looks, and enchanters don't do super well either into her. Uh,
Mhm.
so at most it just at most there will be like Milio can be a little annoying.
Sorry, I have Blitz.
Blitz, yeah, you can ban Blitz, Rakan, these type of things, you know. Just ban Blitz, Spike, any of them, honestly. So, Exhaust is a thing that's really good into Tristan and these type of champs. You can also take Ignite if you wanna go even more aggressive. Um, so we have a
Probably ban
Cassadinus.
Pike.
Yeah, ban your Pike, ban the Pike, that's a good ban. And so you can have two type of runes. So you can go, of course, as I said before, summon 80, Comet, right? These are your general options, as I explained it before. If it's difficult to connect that Comet, because there is a Kalista or Vayne with a lot of mobility and generally the Comet will not hit, then you should aim to go for 80, and it's a little bit more supportive when it comes to this. These are general runes you can keep, of course. Then the third alternative would be First Strike. That's something you take mainly in like very like scaling oriented matchups, such as they have maybe like a Kate Soraka or something where it's just Rakan, but it's just like super uninteractive. So that's where you can do that, but that's not really like a general thing people take. And I would say in Emerald just put as much emphasis as possible on Comet Scorch, this Comet
Okay,
Scorch
then
setup,
I
you
can
know.
take
Yeah,
Comet this game.
you can take it.
This is I don't know. I have the Blitz app and sometimes it recommends runes for me, and this is what it's recommending.
Yeah, I mean this is generally fine. This is generally fine if you go for this. No,
Okay.
yeah, it's fine. Now, they have a Kate? No, it will be an Ashe actually. Ashe Kaisa. So Ashe Kaisa bot lane, right? So Halo Blades on Ashe probably. That's what she will take if she won't take Comet, we'll see. You gotta be careful with her all-in, so ideally you should short trade into them, because both of them could take Halo Blades, and they actually hurt so very easily, because those are like 6 very quick basic attacks in total. So if they do, both of them do run actually Halo Blades, which could happen, then early on we actually don't wanna all-in them, right? Now, one of the notable things you should learn on looks, you already know your Q roots, but one thing you should really learn, you have 550 attack range, that's something you already know, right? And some
Yes.
champs like Kais has 525, so for example, if you Q her and you go for maximum range basic attacks, she cannot basic attack trade back into you. That's actually just such a good thing, right? Which applies to some other matchups as well, such as Lucian, and Lucian could maybe even hurt harder with his double basics and with his magic damage on his basic attacks, right? So that's like one of the things you gotta learn, how to space a little bit your basic attacks, so you should stay at maximum distance when you're hitting that Kaisa, if you hit your Q on her. They have a Zakeza, so they actually have a really good way of ganking bot lane, right?
Yes. So I
So
should have lots of wards
yeah, we should
around
get
the
some
lane.
wards, yes, and now
Do you think it's okay for me to take support, or
uh,
sorry, exhaust into this
uh,
matchup?
you should ideally keep it because it will be useful into Kai'Sa when she dives in with her aura. It will be useful into Yasuo as well. It's a tool that's like super good if you can connect your QE, because if they get exhausted after, there is just no escape, you know. So it's just because like the exhaust has defensive value as well this game. So they have one comet, right? One comet, and the other one is Halo Blades. Now because Kai'Sa can be spaced, that's actually great that Ashe does not have Halo Blades, so we can play a little more offensively then. Um,
Okay.
so for now we can just start with nothing, and then we can notice if we get Q or E opportunities. So the most expected ability from Lux is E, so they will not even expect you to Q start, but Q start can be definitely fine if you are able to punish Kai'Sa. And in here both of you guys outrange Kai'Sa's basic attack, so your Q is actually almost like a blind to Kai'Sa. She cannot basic attack any of you guys. So it's almost like a blind actually to some champions, you know, to Kog'Maw if he doesn't have his W, and some other champs like Lucian. So it's almost like a blind actually. That's how you should assume your Q is into some matchups. Um, we can also hover and guard this area and see if they are invading. Now, you can also turn off all chat if you feel like, because a great amount of stress and distraction just goes away if you turn it off. If you feel like, ever since I turned it off, I feel like half of try to peel Q, Q in, Q, Q, try to save her with Q. It's fine. Looks flash, not looks fucking jinx. Okay, so they will steal these camps. What you should ideally do is actually just like ward through the gromp. So try to bounce a ward to the blue when it's
Right
about
here?
to no when it's about to
Oh,
spawn.
okay.
So a little bit in a way that you're gonna spot the blue as well to see if they're actually stealing or not. Because then Ramus also has to steal the and Olaf's I think Olaf jungle, right? No, it's actually Zac jungle, Zac's camp. So you should ideally ward this because they could also like sort of gank you, you know, after. So it's nice to see like where he's patting towards. You can kill that as well. We can keep the ward if they're
Oh
not here.
no, I missed the ward.
It's
Missed the
fine.
ward. That's
It's fine.
already
It's fine.
bad.
It's fine. It's fine. It's super fine. Now they know you Q started. So you gotta be a bit cautious how you use your Q right now.
Yes.
Just hug the minions, so Kai'Sa cannot hit her Q nor Ashe her W on you. So hug the minions. And basic attack the minions, push for level 2. They are not in lane. If they're not in lane, it means they are leashing, so the enemy jungler starts bot side. Step up, press Q, walk up and press your Q. It means don't walk up. So it's like, holy fuck.
I should have. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I panicked.
it's fine. So like one rule you should give yourself: Q, stay at maximum range. If Q connects, you can walk in. If Q doesn't
Okay.
connect, then Kai'Sa can weave in her Halo Blades basics, you know. So that's what you kind of don't wanna challenge, then, you know.
Okay.
So if Q misses bad, Q hits good, we can like basic attack trade, get our passive off, right? Now they actually use some resources, right? They did actually
Yes.
use
they
a
did.
exhaust. They did they flash? I think it's only an exhaust, right? Now keep queuing, look for Q windows when they're outside of the minion wave or they have one minion covered. Just Q, just press your QE, press your E. Press your E, Q dash. Ah,
Okay. I'm sorry. It's so
that's fine.
hard to play when you're talking in my
Yeah, that's
ear.
fine. Because like she could bend die, I think, to your Q, but it's fine. Because these are kill windows, you know, that we kinda like don't wanna miss out on, you know. Like even if your Q misses, what are they gonna do? We are under tower, they cannot all in us, you know.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just put 2 points in your E right now so we can have more pressure.
Okay.
Throw an E in your full mana, by the way, so that's like a rule you should give yourself. If you're on full mana, you should use an ability at least, you know. Jinx should ward off wards if you don't have any wards. Doesn't Jinx have any wards though? You don't have any wards, so well, I would be cautious because Zac will be around. He's not top side, so he could be very soon around you guys. He could be at Scuttle very likely as well on the top side Scuttle, but right now you guys gotta be a little bit cautious because in like around like 20 seconds Jack gonna be here, so I would just aim to ward. If Jinx wants to recast, that's fine.
Zac is mid.
Zac is mid right now. It's good to know. Now check back to the Jinx. Q. Look for a Q. Goodie, goodie. Ah, it misses. Okay, it's fine. By the way, you should turn on quick cast. You're gonna play way better as Lux if you know the quick cast settings. By the way,
Okay.
and there's like a clamp. No, you really can't even stay. That would be a kill. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's alright. Okay. And by the way, if you ever hit your Q and you throw in your E, aim to like Q in, you know, throw in your E, that's fine, but then don't recast your E. Aim to basic attack, then recast your E, cause then you're gonna get two passive procs, you know. And aside of that, then you're gonna slow after your route, which is better, you know, cause then you have like more chase.
Okay, where do you think should I be warding?
You should
right
ward upper the bush. There is like a middle bush in the river.
now? Okay.
Now Zac could
This
also,
bush?
yeah, Zac could also gank from lane, but most of the Zac players are not that smart in these ranks, so that will not usually happen, you know. Now he could also jump in from this side, so right now mid is not very roamable, so right now we gotta actually be on the defensive side. Jinx is actually recalling. For now we don't have the best recall window yet. We can still stay in lane, and I would just like, I think they're taking pretty much Drake right now. We can just allow them to push it in and throw in a poke. Stay in the bush and you could throw in the poke because it's less expected. So it's harder for them to react to it, you know. Just throw in an event, they step up, then walk away. Usually you should tag bushes as it looks in general. Just throw in an E and walk away. When they're in range. Good. In here allow them to push it in. Zac could be very likely here. I would just like back off. Yeah. Yes, his collapse windows. Like we have one ward, but that's not enough safety to exactly know where Zac is. So I would just back off because their wave is gigantic as well, you know. Try to last hit the cannon, by the way, because that will yield you some extra gold. In here, step up and use your E. Use your E. Use your E. Anyone. Alright. That's fine.
I think I might be dead here again.
You're alright though. Oh shit, that misses.
It is kind of stressful playing with someone talking in my ear. I will say that.
Yeah, it takes some attention management for people to oof. Okay.
And now I'm
You're a bit low on mana, so ideally in here you kinda like wanna use your E on the wave. Back off pretty much and just recall honestly, so I would walk back a bit more because that could be here. It's kinda even risky for the guy to ward. You should ward through the wall though, because that could jump in. I would just get this wave and recall honestly. You should just walk back and recall. So one way to make your abilities a bit more accurate later on, you should turn on some settings that will allow you to, yeah, you go for that. And you can go Dark Seal and Sapphire, you know, that's the better purchase. So instead of boots you could get, you can get this, yeah, you can get like, you should ideally get Sapphire and Dark Seal so you can like undo the boots, but it's whatever, you can just walk. This is also fine. And get Dark Seal, yeah, now walk to lane.
okay.
Now, after level 6 you're gonna get more kills in general as it looks, so it's not really concerning that we didn't get any kills yet. Because like your kill windows really start to shine after 6. Now Jinx does actually recon, and they could be camping in the bush right now, the Kai'Sa and the Ashe, so ideally in here we don't wanna step up. The safest thing is actually to not step up this time. You should ward by the way to try brush as well, because we don't see where Zac is, and it's a bit dangerous to step up. Because isn't Ashe 6? Yeah, Ashe is 6. So that's a
They're
bit.
both 6 now. I'm level
At
5.
this point they are not in lane, they recalled, because if she's losing the
Right,
cannon.
by the way.
Oh yeah, mute them all. Mute the enemy team as well. Mute everyone at this point. Uh, you can step up for the cannon. Ash is not here.
Okay.
You can step up to get XP at least. So if they're not picking up the minions, usually they're not here. Now I
I don't
would,
have any sums, so I'm
yeah, back
definitely
off,
worried
back
about
off,
Ash.
back off a little bit,
R.
because Ash does have R and Zack could be here because he's nowhere to be seen. So we play for 6 right now. Ideally we don't fight. But if you hit a Q, we all in dash, so fish for those Qs. Look, Ramus is going in, follow that up. Connected Q. R is fine as well, anything. Okay, well played. Keep walking, maybe you'll hit a Q. Now, step up and get the plates, but be careful with the Zac jump. Zac could jump right now, so you should all the time sidestep right now. If you can set up vision, that's also super good. Hit your Q, try to hit your Q. Zac could be here though, so it's a bit concerning to like dive in. I would, yeah, yeah, walk away, Yasuo is coming. Set up an E, so you cannot walk through it. E, nice. Q was a bit early though. Okay. It's fine if she lives at least. Oh, that's a bit of a sucker. At least we get the Yasuo kill, Hopium. Oof. Okay. So I think your Q was a little bit rushed, you know? Because like usually when they are like up close, they will use their wind wall, you know, on
Oh,
Yasuo.
I forgot to buy a sweeper.
It's not the end of the world. Aim to sniper. She will walk in the bush and she will try to recall. She used the potion, but I would still try to R her and hope it kills. She will... Whew, you got to predict an R. You can predict an R there. Keep walking. Maybe she... Guess an R on her. Try to guess an R on her. Was close. It was close though. Because it's
I
fine.
don't think it would have killed her either.
Maybe with Comet, because you have some AP, you know, you have a more aggressive setup, you know. So
Yeah,
it
I'm gonna ward because
is a good maybe.
Heston's not here.
Yeah, you should step up actually and pressure this guy a little bit. So we have actually good vision over where the enemy players could be at, you know. This looks a bit scary. I will go walk, keep walking, keep walking. Just walk away completely. You can use your E into Zac as well. Ooh,
I'm gonna cost him. Oh,
I think you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. You can poke the guy a little bit. Fish for a Q right now. Uh, oh, it missed a little bit. I would just walk away. You should try to flash that Zaki if he jumps in. Flash. Oh, shit.
oh,
Yeah, cause pretty much he would kill himself, you know, if you flash it and you Q him, you know.
yeah.
That's what I kinda like
Right.
wanted to prime you for, but I think they get one kill at least. Something, Kasadin. You get the kill at least, Kasadin, right? 2 kills. Oh, I guess that's fine. At least one kill. Alright, so after this game a little bit we'll have to talk about your settings as well.
Yes.
And about some accuracy issues, cause usually when you notice that other Lux players they tend to like hit their skill shots a bit more frequently in higher ranks, and when you play it, sometimes it feels like you cannot hit those skill shots so often, you know. So that's what I kind of like want to talk about.
Yeah. I will admit I feel a lot of pressure.
I shouldn't feel too pressured, because in here I'm not really here to judge you, I'm more so in here to teach people, so shouldn't be too stressed out, because I'm not gonna usually judge people based on their performance. I would be a bit concerned, because Zac took recently the Drake, which means they could just gank you insta, so usually after a Drake came to like ward, you know. Stay in the bush, and we could all in someone. If you hit your Q, if you hit your Q, if you hit your Q, it's impossible to miss. Jinx's R is coming as well. Could also look for a Q flash if you know the combo, but if you hit the Q, try to hit your Q and we can kill her. Try to hit the Q. Right.
I'm sorry, I could tell you sound a little bit frustrated.
Not that mad actually. Just aim to like use your Q a bit more actively, because
Okay.
often we are missing out on like kill windows, because I don't wanna come up with a meme as well, but again we are borderline full on mana, That's the problem. You just wanna like use that mana for something.
Oh,
We
I
running,
missed here.
we running a bit.
I played that horribly.
Yeah, it was a bit bad, but don't worry about that. Now you're just gonna get your Finnish codex, and don't worry about this too much, because as I said, we're not here really to judge you or anything. Um, you'll learn how to hit those skill shots, very very soon. It looks a bit scary, that bush you should eat,
Yeah.
honestly. Oh, it looks a bit scary. I would just ward as well, the Grom. Just ward. Oh, or don't even step up. Just don't even step up, actually. Uh,
Okay.
Zack is very concerning right now, so. Yep, we don't wanna do anything.
Zach is upside.
So it's upside right now. That's good to know. The issue is in here, this game we couldn't even roam mid because it's a Yasuo versus Kassadin, so that's not really roamable. So pretty much a lot you have to rely on just laning this game. Look mid lane, we could maybe look for a roam mid, go mid, go mid. Maybe we could hit a Q and do something. Maybe we could R as well, that's also good. Just we got to try to impact the game somehow. Now Jinx and Kassadin will scale. Wukong also scales way better than in the past. So you do have some scalers, but now you wanna actually hover the mid wave. So we're gonna W and tank the mid wave for Kassadin. Press W on yourself and tank the wave, so Kassadin will get this wave. It's very important for his levels. Level 16 Kassadin very very strong. His levels are generally great. Press W again. That's good. Now he will pick up the wave. You should also eat the bush upper, towards the herald, and you should ward it.
Which word? Sorry?
Close to the raptors, the chicken monsters.
Oh, this bush.
Yeah, yeah, you should eat and ward it. At this point, you always want to ability check first, so we can have vision on a very good like collapse angle from the enemy. We deny like a collapse angle from the enemy team. Now you can recap for your. Do you have your money? No, you don't have enough money yet.
Not yet.
So in here we are just playing safely and we are scaling, so we can ward, and play safely. That's all we want to do, because we are just in position to punish mistakes. Just hover the Jinx, try to hover the Jinx, so we can somewhat
Okay.
peel her. Look up, maybe we can ward the Jinx. I mean Ash fucking, what am I saying? You can maybe like or the.
Follow my team.
Try to follow them and see if you can get something done. Try to hit a Q. No, on the Zac really on the Ash because she dies in one combo. I would just walk away. Oh. We got the Malignance, that's perfect. Now our R's will be very very frequent and they will also apply that AoE damage, right? We wanna go Horizon Focus next definitely, but we wanna get boots,
Yes.
Sork shoes ideally right now.
Oh, that's right.
So we have some mobility.
Yeah, I don't have tier 1 boots yet. It's pretty bad. But I either wave.
You can see us, then we can last hit them at most, but I think at this point you should just let your team just get the CS as much as possible when they can get to.
Because I'm not really
You're a bit behind.
not very impactful right now.
Yeah. No. I think we just hover the Kassadin and hope we can like do something together. Zac, we cannot contest that collapse. Just let that Zac be and that Olaf be. We can wave clear at most if they're trying to hard siege, but you can go mid lane and wave clear, and that's all we can do. But this
Okay.
game we have to rely on them doing some mistakes, and we'll have to mainly scale, so this game will be a bit more so difficult. That bot tower will be gone most likely, so what you should aim to do is just wave clear mid lane. If you can hit the Q, we can kill Kaisa. Just step up and try to hit the Q. Oh, okay. Just try to defend bot lane now, because Herald is, I think, still pushing now. Ooh, Herald is still pushing. You can try to flash that Olaf, honestly, no? Or Q the Zac, that's also fine. We can go back mid lane, he will die to your teammates, you can go back to mid, so if you don't lose the mid tower, yeah. Keep going, keep going.
I don't have my ult.
Your ult is coming though, you could keep walking, maybe hit an R, you know. Try to hit an R, honestly. Maybe. Oh, that's unreal. He just sidestepped.
It was close.
It is fine. Yeah, it happened to me as well.
Back on my boots.
Yeah, I can back for now. But this is maybe still comebackable, I feel like. This may just be comebackable. You can just like ward Baron, honestly, before they arrive, I would say.
Yeah.
And if we can hit a Q on the squishes, you know, then we can all in them with our Wukong, with Ramus, Kassadin, and whatnot, you know. Now with Jinx, because she's weak, so if Jinx is around, we cannot do much usually. We just like aim to like throw in a Q as well in that bush, throw in a Q or an E. Yeah, throw in an E. Just ward the Baron. If you have vision on Baron, that's already good.
Oh, Jinx is dead.
I mean, it's not like you can like every time protect her, you know. You can try to do something. Look at Ramus, you could maybe or whoever he taunts. All in him. Yeah, it's good, it's good. And now just get the wave, eat the wave, and go top lane. We go top lane. I think we can collapse on the guy, you know. What items does he have? The Olaf? Does he have more? No, not much. We can try to fight him. As a team, we can probably. I guess we recall then.
Oh.
Actually,
He's crazy.
yeah, try to peel him. Kassadin is CBAs. Wukong also CBAs. You should walk away because we're gonna die as well. By the way, don't ever exhaust on Olaf. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's like kind of like CC me and so.
But I stay here and save the
Yeah,
tower.
wave clear. Either wave or the wave. You see, don't insta. That's fine as well, but ideally you should wait until like the whole thing kind of like walks into it, but it should be fine. And now just keep wave clearing, throw in the E's on the wave, you know, like a preemptive E on the next wave, then E again, pretty much. He actually walks away, that's good. The guy hasn't got orb, he could be on Raptor, so Kong has no more, so I guess we don't mess with him for now. We're gonna get level 11 of these, so that will provide us some levels and walk down, either wave and walk down. People are fighting, look down to R, look down to R, look down to R. Nope. If there are opportunities, we're gonna take them. We could control bar the Baron.
Okay, I'm gonna buy my tier 2 boots.
Yeah, we can buy boots for now. You can leave your control ward in this bush. Control ward this bush you are in.
Oh.
Well, if you are not as ulted, it should be fine. Get your boots, and walk to Baron. Check the Jinx Kassadin items. Do they have anything good? Check what. Kong has good items. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. Just poke them away from Baron. Step up, poke them away from Baron. Just out the Baron area, poke them away. Or after Ramus actually. Or this is also fine, but I would or after the Ramus engage actually. Keep going, try to Q, try to eat something. Anything. No, that's not good. Just walk away then. Pressy. Yeah, it's good. I guess we just actually W should be fine. Keep fighting. We win these. Okay, we fist this deck. One more Q. I forgot. It's fine. It's fine. We got 2 kills now less. Just try to queue in. E. Or, try to or. Oh, comet
There was
miss.
Comet.
Yeah, I guess 80 would kill, but it's still not better in general. Uh, I guess I just weird. Right?
The Cassidon is level 14 and he has 3 items.
Yeah, it becomes very concerning for the enemy team soon at 16. Jinx will get her eye, she will be useful at that point. She just needs like to finish that item, you know. Look for an or. Oh, well played on you. Oh, I thought it will miss for some reason. Right. Just keep walking, maybe you'll be able to follow up something there, no? Should be fine though, at least you got the assist. Try to not walk into the Zac, cause you're gonna die. Yeah, be walking away from there.
Okay.
Yeah, we just hover mid lane and we can siege right now. Ping your team to come mid, ping your Ramus to come. Well, if they see BA, we should walk away because they're gonna combo us. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah. So we got to play a bit more cautiously around that Zac engage, you know. Because like if Wukong is not coming, I mean Wukong was there, but Kassadin Ramus is not there, you know. More so Kassadin, right? Then we just cannot deal with them. Now, if the game is not over, it's a positive thing for us because we got some good scalers. So if these inhibs are open, it's not the end of the world because we get 3 gold of that. Unless they end the game.
Oh, that's not looking good.
We don't do anything, you should even ping away the Ramus, honestly. I would just say look top lane, maybe we can do something top side, but it looks kinda... Look to R if it's possible, look to R if it's possible. Nah, it's gone, it's a bad play. At most we'll just wave clear top side then.
Yeah, I don't think we can do anything here.
Nothing. You could also FF this, and we can go to like through some settings that you should ideally have on looks.
Oh, I need to go back.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's totally fine if we give this up. Well, can we extend this? I mean, there may be a small chance we win this. You can still try if you feel like. Oh my god, right.
That was a rough one. And I think it's hard for me to...
Yeah, I know. So Yeah,
play and have you talking in my ear at the same time. I'm sorry.
I know what you're saying because many people say that because it takes some attention management to like pay attention to me and to the game at the same time, which may make it a bit difficult, to focus. So sometimes that can end up in worse results. I didn't think that's why I wanted to look at WODs, but then they sort of never worked out, because
Yeah,
I couldn't
that's
load them
fine.
in. And so in here you can also like look at like some look settings that you should ideally have. So you can also go into a custom game and have these settings.
Okay.
You can just like copy paste these. The rooms don't really matter in here because it just mainly has to do with our settings that we in general have. You can see my screen, right?
Oh, I'm joining a custom. I'm sorry. Should I leave it?
No. So you should just like just copy paste my settings. I'm like showing you.
Okay,
That's
let me.
that's what I'm saying. Um, okay, so you see my game, right?
Um, yes.
Okay, so like these are the settings you should have on as looks. You see, we have quick cast all, so you should have this on, right? Everything on quick cast. Do you have those things on? Let me see.
Yes.
You have everything on quick cast on, and also turn off that feature that's called replace quick cast with indicators. That's actually quite a bad settings. Now scroll a little bit down. Uh, Now, what you should ideally do, go to game, right? Click on the game, and now there is an option called, you see on my screen, clamp cast target location within maximum range. Can you see that setting?
Yeah, do you want me to
Yeah, so ideally
check
you
it?
should turn it on because it will give you, well, it's kind of a almost like a pay to win thing or something, because it's easier to actually get maximum range ease off. For example, this setting, what it allows you to do, it will actually stop you at maximum range, so it's easier to like get maximum range ease off. For example, you're gonna see the feeling difference if I turn this on. What this allows you to do is just actually very easily go for maximum range ease without making your character overstep. So you can actually press it and see it on your own. Just press E at maximum range and you see how it feels like. You can see the feeling difference. Just throw it at the maximum range, your E, at the longest possible range, or even outside of your E range. Just throw your E outside of your E range. And
Oh,
you see like it's way more smooth to use it because you will not overstep your character. So this will help you to like more smoothly connect maximum range ease, which is a super good feature, you see, right? Now,
how do I do what you did just now? Where it doesn't always show the range indicator, but you like made the range indicator turn
you
on.
click on the ability like this.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh.
I click on it, but I clicked on it just to show you. So like this is super easy to actually like move around and throw in a knee. Now another thing that I want to put emphasis on, when the minions are spawning, when we are fighting in lane, right? Now, are you in practice tool or just in a custom game now?
Just in a custom.
Yeah, so I'm in a practice, so that's also fine. So what I kind of like want you to do is just to fish for more queue opportunities because we are losing kills. So every time people are stepping outside of the wave, as I said before, aim to queue punish it. Even though there is a minion cover, that should be also fine because your queue does go through for the first minion, so that will not cock block you. You should also look for opportunities to push, as I said before. So ideally, for example, if you're level 3, per moment, if you're level 3, you should also look to siege a little bit the backline minions, basic attack them in general, so it will be easier for you to like kill them with your E and look for a Q, and because E slows, it's easier to connect your Q. So for example, if I can clear these minions with my E, then I will give myself a opportunity to sort of like look for a Q. So you can be a bit more tricky on how you use your Q. Another trick that you have to learn on looks is to Q flash. So for example, like you could extend a little bit your Q range, like this Q will not connect on that dummy, but you could also Q flash and this will extend your Q range, right? Now you can be even more tricky than this, obviously, because, for example, there is like a wave, right, and there might be like a champion behind like 2 minions, right? So this is a very tricky thing. Now in here we get blocked, right? But you could also Q and flash, right? Not flashing through the enemy champion because they're gonna mess you up. Not as I did, but like this, right? And this will make you look a bit more mechanical, right? Um, Another thing that I kind of like want to point out, just another like little mechanical issue you have, just look at my screen. So if you can connect your Q, don't instantly recast your E, as I said before, because you kind of like want to recast your E when your Q is about to expire, so you're gonna get a little bit of a slow value after your root expiration, so you have better chasing opportunity. So if you throw down your E, for example, then ideally if you can throw down your E, you should E like this, right? And because this way you can like cut off more of their escape path and even they're about to get out of it. So you can also like time your easy recast, so you can get more slow duration. That's also like one way to play around it, and as I said before, it's ideal if you can QE, that's fine. But you can also like sort of layer these abilities, Another thing, what else is there to point out, I think you should just put more emphasis on like more aggressive play, early on with your Qs. You just look for those Q openings and all in that enemy champion. Like, holy fuck, this Ramus is different build. 30s bots, they are really good at like sidestepping, but aim to like look for those like Q angles, to all in someone. Now what else was the problem? Warding is fine. I think at most you do actually ward whenever it's needed. Sometimes your pressure does fall off, so I think that's what you have to work on a more aggressive playstyle, as I said before. Some of the looks combos you already got, that's what we talked about earlier on, right? Now is there anything else I did not point out?
No, I think you're right. I think a lot of it is me playing more aggressively and hitting more Qs.
Yeah, you
I
could
do
play
kind
more
of-
securely, yeah, that's the thing. Maybe you just feel a bit insecure, that's why you can't really play aggressively. Maybe it has to do with that. You can also do another trick, is an R flash, so you can actually R and flash. This will be generally useful against champs like Pantheon. Sometimes you will see him bot lane and you can R and flash through him, and that will allow you to get your damage off even though he uses his E. You could also like, all in someone, and this way you could have maybe more mental security. You could all in someone and flash, and this will just allow you to dodge maybe, I don't know, like a blitz hook, because like when you R, you self-look yourself, so blitz can very easily hook you, but with this combo you could just like flash it, so you can look for very aggressive moves, while also you can actually like flash inside of your R, right? So that's something you can also like kind of like practice tool on your own and see how it goes. But these are some general looks combos you should watch out for. Another general thing I would point out is your like early game positioning. Often a little bit it does actually fall off, especially in winning matchups. So for example, if I restart this game, we can see like there are like different ways, of course, of playing out the early game, but as much as possible you should hug bushes whenever you get the opportunity. Oh, something happened. Oh yeah, it's fine. That's totally fine, and as I said, as much as possible aim to hug these bushes, because as I said, your abilities are often less expected and they don't see you when you cast them, so it's easier to actually hit those abilities because they don't see the initial cast, they don't see this initial cast, that you're throwing your ability in, and they have less space to see it, right? Now the other thing, what else? I think ideally, just use your Q more often. I think that's the main problem. I think you just don't use Q often enough. That's like the main problem, as I said before. Is there like something else? Like probably like cooldown timers. I think it's something you should little bit learn, Like I think you're scared a little bit of Blitzcrank, a little bit of Thresh, a little bit of Pike. But like one of the notable things is that Blitz doesn't have his hook up. For example, you can't like Blitz Fandom if you ban Pike, but Blitzcrank is open, Nautilus, whatever. You should assume that his hook actually does have a very long cooldown, so if he misses it, he hits a minion. If you stay between minions, you should be safe, by the way. It has a 20-second cooldown, right? So that's the only way a Blitzcrank can engage if he hits his Q. Otherwise, if he tries to go in with W, you're just gonna root him, you're just gonna press your E on him, and he cannot gap close. Another example, Rakan, and there are many other champs that have a engaging ability that sort of has a long cooldown, you know. And just think about it. For example, you play a Lux, right? Now, oh, what the hell is this? Lux fandom, right? Now we play a Lux, you know, we have some points in our abilities. The thing about Lux is that your abilities are more frequently up than those engaging ones. For example, it takes like 2 Blitzcrank hooks. I mean, it takes like 2 Luxes for the Blitzcrank hook to be up, right? The same way as your Q can be very, very frequent. So for example, if he misses his hook, you should assume that in 2 years his hook will be up, but you can also count those like 20 seconds, right? Um, Now let's get back to some other things. As I said, track these cooldowns, these engaging cooldowns, or some things that disallow you to step up and pressure your opponent, because your opponents will not always be in a position, you know, to sort of pressure you away from stepping up and all-inning them. You know, that's what you should really know your all-in angles. And ideally push for level 2, you know, whenever you get to basic attack the wave. You can even use your E if there is no one around, and you can like slowly push in the wave. Ideally, if you can hit the enemy champion with it as well, because your level 2 actually can be quite dangerous, just because at level 2 your passive already does 45 damage, right? While also notably your Q has a decent root time or slow some damage, so we can see our damage is not necessarily bad at like level 2 already, and so that's where you should look for a level 2 all-in when they're level 1, you know. So level 2 all-in when they are level 1, right? That's like another thing that I think you generally miss out on due to your passive gameplay, you know. Then there will be of course like other like level up timers that you should watch out for, like a level 3, level 6 level up timer. Those will be very important to play around and sort of push the way for, you know, because that will allow you to like get way more often kills. Now, do you have any other questions? Maybe if I missed out on something.
No, I feel like you covered a lot, and that was very helpful. And I feel like I know what things I should be practicing on now.
Alright, I would recommend you to play some normal games now to practice a more aggressive playstyle, while notably to learn your new settings, because it may take some time to get used to, but this way you will hit way more abilities, I'm telling you. It's just you gotta get used to like quick cast. Then obviously like sometimes you gotta predict a little bit with your abilities as well. That's what you should aim to do. Sometimes you gotta predict the movement, or often you can just like punish last hits, which is also totally fine. But for example, a maximum range Q will often not hit, so that's what you should ideally not go for if you can, unless it's not getting punished, of course, that you don't have your Q up. Then you should try and maybe you'll hit it, but then you gotta predict with your Q a little bit. Sometimes you gotta predict with your E, but your E usually consistently hits. Another thing, you know, as I said before, just as a summary, aim to put 2 points in your E if you can pressure, right? You can put 2 points in. You can put a point in W, not 2 points. I think 1 point is enough actually. If they have 2 poking champs and you really need that shield, and your AD carry requires it as well. But otherwise, ideally, you should at most put 2 points in your E, 10 into your W. If you're in a good position, if you're winning your lane, you know, early on, simply said, you know. Now, what else is the problem? I think quite often you do go for exhaust. I think it's fine, but I think often ignite is the thing that will more so allow you to get some early kills. It's especially useful against healing champs such as Taric, Soraka. So into those champs, it will be more likely that you're gonna get some kills. But exhaust is really the thing that you kind of like wanna take into assassins, champs like Tristana, obviously Lucian. It will be super useful into like these early game oriented all-in, you know, champions. But otherwise you can take ignite as well. Heal is another option that you can take. Now heal will just provide you a little mobility and healing. This is something that you just basically take for your early game. This is like more of a peel oriented setup that will just allow you to like basically have this like extra burst of healing early on that often like out heals exhausts like damage reduction early on, you know. So it just puts more emphasis on like defensive. You have more defensive stats in the early game from it, you know. Then when it comes to your runes, you already know it. Into too much mobility, you wanna take 80. Into scaling matchup, ideally you take first strike. First strike, ideally with secondary mana flow band and transcendence. From the first strike 3, you can go for the triple tonic, biscuits, and cosmic insight. Um, then the
I
comet.
do like the biscuits a lot.
Yeah, biscuits are really for you, right? And so then you can also take the. We already talked about the 3 rune options. Uh, Alternatively to this, I think it's fine if you want recluse, it should be fine. But you can also play a champion that's good against the champs that you are so scared of. For example, Pike, Blitzcrank, and all of these like mean champions. So you could have 2 champions in your pool. You could have Lux, which is fine. But you could also pick up a secondary champ if you feel like. That counters these engagers. Now, what would be an example of it? For example, you have a vulnerable Jinx and there is a Blitzcrank to engage. Now, what counters Blitzcrank is Braum as an example, right? Because of his E shield, right? You can actually like pair really nicely with his E. And you can actually turn over a fight because Braum has more fighting power than a Blitzcrank. So you're really good actually at countering these champs at any stage of the game. And if you get hooked, that's also fine because you can jump back to Jinx, you know. So that shouldn't be a concern. So ideally it is like durable tank supports are good at countering Blitz. But there are some other like champs that could be decent at it. Perhaps Trash's Lantern can also be useful, but it's a bit more complicated, so I would generally recommend you Braum, maybe Alistar, ideally Braum, you know. So I think you have like a way of dealing with these like mean champions like Blitzpike, Tristana, or whatever annoys you. Because I think it's more for you Braum in a way, because it sort of like serves a more of a defensive playstyle usually, a mix of defensive offensive, you know, playstyle, just like kind of a mixture of a champion. But
Okay, I can try that.
so I think maybe you could like write that Braum down if you feel like. Nautilus is also okay. Whichever you like more. Rakan is fine if you like Rakan. He can peel, he can engage, you know, so he's also super good into Pike, because imagine Pike hooks you, you jump back to your AD carry and you have 2 of those jumps, you know. So he's good into like this type of hookers, because you have like 3 dashes, so you can't really just die, you know. So it's good if you just like hate these like hooking champs, you know. So I think that's what you could take, so maybe there will be like less like stress on you on bot lane, I would say. Um, yeah, I mean, let's see how much time passed.
Yeah, I think that's our time.
Yeah, it's our time. So, how it exactly passed? If you have any other questions, I'm willing to listen to it.
No, I don't have any more questions. I think that
So
was very helpful.
so that's it for now. Then I just also wanna point out I clipped this, and if you're fine with that, I'll just post it on YouTube as some like league coaching content, you know.
That's fine.
Right, that's totally fine then. You're gonna see it. You can maybe even so like rewatch it or show it to your friends if you feel like. So if you forgot about something, you can just like rewatch this video, and maybe you learn something. If you forgot about a certain thing, you can just relearn it perhaps. That's it for now. Then, Bettina, have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. I appreciate everything. Bye.
Alright, bye then. Alright, guys, and see you guys in my next video.